Hello, friends. So I'm back. Today we are doing a session on how fashion shows have emerged as an important public relations and a marketing tool. In short, fashion shows are very important business events. So today, let me start with my presentation and let's discuss first things, what are fashion shows? So, my name is Meha Jayaswal. I'm head of the Department for School of Media at Pearl Academy. And today we have a presentation on fashion shows as an important PR and communication tool. So, what are fashion shows, my dear friends? As the definition of fashion shows goes, it's a collection of newly designed clothing, accessories, modeled for an audience. It's a channel of communication between fashion designers and customers where designers showcase their new designs or merchandise on live models. There was a time when designers showed their new designs to their clients through sketches, sometimes modeling only on the wooden dummies. But then it was in 1911 that a British designer launched his collection on a live model. It was his wife who was modeling for him. And since then, fashion shows have become a rage, have become very important part of a designer's journey from its design to the market, because that is how its customers engage with the designer's show and the designer's collections. So today in the session, I will share how even non-fashion brands are using fashion shows to generate publicity, footfalls, and promote their businesses. Having said that, let me start with a short video of fashion show. When we're talking about a fashion show, let's watch a fashion show. And let's see how these budding designers from Pearl Academy are getting an opportunity to showcase their collection at the India Fashion Week, which is organized by the Fashion Design Council of India. Here it goes. So did you see how important it is for fashion designers to launch their collection on the ramp? Because that's how you engage with your masses. That's how you engage with your customers. And that's when your customers, retailers, manufacturers, that is what is an engagement you create to draw publicity and to draw more business, of course. It is also important to note that organizing fashion shows is an expensive affair. It is expensive to promote these shows also, and then ensure that potential buyers attend these shows. Potential buyers could be retailers, could be fashion buyers. So, how do we reach out to them? But there came a time in the industry when designers wanted to optimize their resources. How many solo fashion shows would you organize? So designers started organizing themselves. In some countries, there were fashion councils that were set up. So these fashion councils then started organizing fashion weeks. And that's how they started clustering fragmented solo fashion shows into fashion weeks. That became easier even for the retailers. If you're going to a country, then you are attending all the designer shows and then booking orders. Hence, it became important for all the fashion designers to have their shows at a particular time. Let's discuss what happened there and how did these four fashion capitals come into being. Let's discuss what are fashion weeks. So, Fashion Week is one of the most pivotal fashion events in the industry, occurring twice a year and obviously for a week, which is famous fashion houses and designers showcase their latest ready to wear collections for upcoming season. How these fashion weeks organize themselves, and the big four, which is the New York, London, Milan, Paris, and these are the four fashion capitals. These are the four places where most famous and most important fashion weeks are organized, and retailers from all over the world attend this. These have become important business events where order bookings happen. In India, it is Fashion Design Council of India that organizes the India Fashion Week twice a year, which is spring, summer, and autumn, winter. And fashion weeks are named after seasons because retailers book 6 months to 8 months in advance for the forthcoming season. So, hence, the fashion week, which was held in February or March, was for the autumn winter, and the one that is being held now in September October is for spring summer 21. And that is how designers are congregating and are forecasting and creating collections for next season trends, which are showcased at the Fashion Week. But there are times now when consumers watch fashion shows and sometimes they want to buy it now. Hence, some of the designers have also started including in-season works. So what happens is that if a consumer wants to order, they can order it then. Yes, that was the India Fashion Week that happened in February. Okay, now let's understand how these fashion shows have emerged as an art spectacle. So, what is happening is that fashion shows at one point of time were only showcasing collections for order booking. Slowly, these emerged as an art spectacle with venues like Qutub Minar or Great Wall of China, and in some cases, beaches. Our Red Fort are important venues which became fashion show venues, and designers showcase their collections there. The lighting technology, live music, interesting choreography, all this has lent an art exposure to the fashion show. And this is why today fashion shows are also an exposure to a designer's creativity and talent. Let's have a look at some of the fashion shows which were organized at important monuments, and lighting technology was fantastic and Fashion shows have become a boon for a city's economy. Designers book orders and worth several hundred thousands, and cities' tourism gets a lift. And there is no doubt that it has become a very important business in the city and for the designers. The biggest strength of fashion shows is that it helps in creating interest among public. It spreads awareness with the music, lights, set, live models, celebrities. All this draws a lot of public and press attention. Therefore, fashion shows have become a branding tool for brands, a marketing tool, a promotion and a publicity tool. It gives great PR opportunities and photo opportunities. It's a crowd puller sometimes at the trade fairs, and it adds an entertainment element for big expos or some of the events where dealers meet or real estate agents meet. You don't need a fashion show there, but it adds an element of glamour and entertainment. And that's why these fashion shows have emerged in cities. And there are so many choreographers and even designers who are organizing these shows. Several non-fashion brands include a show in their event. This is one of the Auto Expo shows to launch a scooty. There's another one on Amway doing it. There are so many shoes and accessory manufacturers and designers who are launching their shoe collection, their watch collection, mobile companies, all coming together for fashion shows. Let me do one thing again. Let me play some videos here. Let's watch how non-fashion brands are actually now organizing fashion shows to promote themselves. interesting, isn't it? That you have auto expos and you have these FMCG companies all organizing fashion shows for their events. Students, fashion weeks undoubtedly generate revenue, publicity, public attention, lot of press coverage. But as budding event professionals, you need to also look at ways of alternate fashion weeks, of how we can give back to the society. How can we take care of the environment? Our natural resources are depleting. So how can these fashion weeks be taken to digital transformation? The current situation of COVID created a social distancing lifestyle. And what happened was that many designers took their shows online, and many virtual fashion events were organized. In fact, Giorgio Armani's fashion show was organized in February in an empty theater, and it was aired online on all the channels. In India also, the recently concluded India Couture Week was totally online. Look how the front row was set up with only digital celebrities. Virtual fashion shows have emerged to the new norm propelled by coronavirus. However, the transformation is not that simple. The human impact of fashion weeks is enormous and impossible to emulate with the virtual ones. However, as an events professional, we must act responsibly and across the entire value chain. Let's see how to celebrate talent. Let's have a quick view of what these digital fashion weeks were like and what these digital fashion weeks emulated, how they emulated audience. So did you see? The life goes on. Yes, industry didn't stop. Everything was taken to online medium. Remember one thing, fashion shows are a branding tool for your brand. When you get a client brief, it is important to understand and, and create a show which matches the brand profile. It's an important marketing tool. And there are enormous press opportunities and photo opportunities that you get. So enjoy organizing fashion shows and attending fashion shows.